They have no navy anymore. It has all been knocked out. Those were the words of Donald Trump on March 3, after just 48 hours of strikes that had completely crippled Iran's naval fleet. Iran had pushed its challenge to the United States to the limit, and that turned out to be a major mistake. Bombs and missiles were unleashed, and within just 2 days, Iran's entire naval fleet was nearly wiped out.
We need immediate response in the Gulf.
This was a historic disaster for Iran, and things could become even worse for the already weakening regime, especially after several of its top leaders were killed in earlier airstrikes. After the initial airstrikes by the United States and its ally Israel eliminated a large portion of Iran's leadership, Iran retaliated by launching attacks against multiple U.S. military bases across the Middle East. The United States responded quickly with a major escalation, launching airstrikes that destroyed Iran's naval fleet and effectively neutralized its navy. Tomahawk missiles were launched from U.S. naval forces operating in the Arabian Sea near the Gulf of Oman, in an operation that overwhelmed Iran's naval strategy and locked its fleet firmly in the crosshairs. The result was devastating. Iran lost 11 warships along with several attack submarines across the Gulf region. In the next few minutes, we'll explain how the U.S. military and its allies managed to cripple Iran's navy in just 48 hours. But first, look at the result. According to U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, 2 days ago, Iran had 11 warships in the Gulf of Oman today. That number is 0. Several of Iran's most important warships were destroyed and removed from the fight within just a few days. Satellite images have already begun to appear, revealing the scale of the damage and showing burning vessels and heavy destruction at Iranian naval bases. The Iris Makran, Iran's first modern forward-base ship, was struck by missiles while it was moored at Bandar Abbas Naval Base. The vessel had originally been built as a crude oil tanker before being converted into a military support ship for the Iranian Navy. It was later modified and upgraded into a military vessel capable of supporting helicopter operations. With a displacement of around 120,000 tons, it is considered one of the largest naval ships currently operating in the Middle East. Satellite images show flames burning and thick smoke rising from the body of the ship. In addition, a Jamaran-class corvette docked at Chabahar port was also destroyed. The vessel was equipped with anti-ship missiles, surface-to-air missiles, and torpedoes, making it an important component of Iran's naval strategy and one of the backbone surface combatants of its fleet. The biggest loss may have been the Iris Shahid Bagheri, considered one of Iran's most powerful warships. It was the closest thing Iran had to an aircraft carrier and served as a mothership for drones, capable of launching and operating unmanned aircraft and helicopters directly from its deck. The vessel was originally a commercial ship before being converted into a warship capable of deploying helicopters and drones to targets at sea. But now it has been completely destroyed. Some analysts have even joked that it may be the first aircraft carrier to be sunk since World War II. In addition to losing many warships, Iran also lost its main naval headquarters in Bandar Abbas, which was largely destroyed during the strikes. At the same time, an admiral from Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, was killed in earlier airstrikes targeting senior Iranian military leadership. This event reminded many Iranians of a historic incident from decades earlier, Operation Praying Mantis, one of the most significant naval confrontations between the United States and Iran. In 1988, the United States destroyed several Iranian warships and oil platforms in just a few hours, crippling a large portion of Iran's navy. After that event, Iran completely changed its naval doctrine. The country began developing a swarm strategy, using small fast attack boats, mini-submarines, and land-based anti-ship missiles to strike U.S. warships. This strategy was built around asymmetric warfare, designed to compensate for Iran's disadvantage in conventional naval power. However, that strategy completely failed in this conflict. Iran expected that the United States would send its warships closer to engage in direct combat. But by 2026, the United States had completely changed its tactics. Thanks to drone surveillance and advanced reconnaissance systems, the U.S. knew the exact positions of Iranian warships. Modern naval UAVs are designed to conduct long-range intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance missions over vast ocean areas, providing real-time tracking of maritime targets. Instead of bringing its warships close to Iran, the United States launched Tomahawk cruise missiles from hundreds of kilometers away. These missiles have a range of about 1,600 kilometers. This allowed Iranian warships to be destroyed before they even had a chance to leave port. After the missile strikes, F-35 fighter jets continued the assault using JDAM precision-guided bombs to carry out the final cleanup. This was not a real naval battle, it was more like a systematic destruction of the enemy's navy. Iran's strategy was designed to counter traditional naval warfare, but the United States used a completely different approach. Iran relied on ASIM. According to some experts, the United States' objective was not only to destroy Iran's navy. A broader goal was to secure the Strait of Hormuz and ensure that global shipping routes remain open, since this narrow waterway carries about 20% of the world's oil supply and is one of the most critical energy transit routes on the planet. Iran threatened to close the Strait of Hormuz and warned that any oil tanker attempting to pass through without Iran's approval would be attacked and set on fire. Iran claimed it launched hundreds of missiles and drones at Gulf states and U.S. forces, but many of those claims were quickly disputed by Washington. According to some analysts, these actions may represent Iran's final attempt to project strength as its military capabilities continue to weaken. Meanwhile, the United States has stated that even stronger strikes may still be ahead. And with the loss of its navy, Iran has also lost one of its most important sources of leverage in the conflict, the ability to control the Strait of Hormuz.